Nigeria Leadership Entrepreneurship Program is an initiative which seeks to harness and reward young Nigerian business leaders who are making a difference and contributing to socio-economic development of the country in 25 different industries. For an insight into what constitutes the modalities for choosing who these initiatives rewards, parameters for assessing and determining areas of progress, 2023 elections, and the expected role of Nigerians in this demographic, and of course, how this year's awards are shaping up, we are now being joined by author, development consultant, and entrepreneur, Charles Odii, who doubles as Executive Director, Nigeria Leadership Entrepreneurship Program. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Good to have you in the studio.
Yes.
All right, let's start with the awards that you're planning. When are we expecting these, and what should people look forward to? How are you, what would determine what in choosing about 25, I believe, that you will give awards to?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So, again, thank you for having me. So, it's the 7th year of doing this program, and I just go back to... Seventh.
Okay.
I just go back down memory lane in why we started. So, the U.S. government identified myself and 16 other people from all around the world. So, I had colleagues in Moldova, Mongolia, Taiwan, Chile, and we spent some time in the US just understanding the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And then we all made commitments to go back to our countries in 2017 to go solve a problem. And one of the problems that I identified then was 60% of Nigeria's youth population was under the age of 25. And these people are plagued with lack of opportunities. About 600,000 of these people are churned out of the university system every year in search of jobs, and there are no jobs. And then, so when the big organizations even put out job applications, they're looking for the first class and the 2-1s. What's going to happen to the bulk of them who finish with 2-2 and those who finish with third class? It's the small businesses that will employ these people. So we thought, how can we help the small businesses? How can we help these young people who have come out of school looking for opportunities to actually start to look within themselves, to look for problems that they can solve in this country, and rather than just churning out their CVs year in, year out and trying to look for jobs. So we started this program. It's in the 7th year. But what we do is we go around Nigeria looking for young people under the age of 25 who are doing phenomenal things and contributing to socio-economic developments in 25 different industries. So in art and craft, in tourism and hospitality, in health, in education. And we conducted a study to find out that these are 25 industries where young people are starting businesses the most. So in these 25 industries, we couldn't be Okitipupa local governments and Okigwe local government at the same time. So we used the media. We said, guys, let us know who are the guys in your local vicinities who are doing fantastic things. Nominate them. So when the nominations came in, over 5,000 nominations this year, we shortlisted to over 129 of them. We held the awards last week, Saturday, because resources were scarce. What we could do was only provide like 100,000 naira for one person in each category, which was the winner. We opened it to a voting system after our global board of advisors saw the results and approved it. Then we constituted an independent body that looked at the result, and then they approved it, and then we opened it up for nomination. After nomination, we went to the global advisors again, and then they approved these 25 winners, but all 29 of them were inducted into this program. So for the next 12 months, we'll spend some time helping and teaching them, providing them with mentors, and even people like yourselves, sitting down with them to say, listen guys, this is how I've done it. I've done this for maybe 2-3 decades, and this is what I think you should do. And then introducing them to technical advisors, partners, sponsors that can help them, but more importantly, teaching them, and so exposing them to people that can then invest into their business in the next 12 months.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
What I would like to find out from you, you mentioned something, or when we were reading the introduction, you said that, what they call it, funding seems to be the bane of the problem entrepreneurs face in Nigeria. But some will say that more than funding, I'm glad you mentioned mentoring, because some will say that structure should even precede funding, because if you fund a business that is not properly structured, the business will just be a sinkhole, literally. We'll take in a lot of money and not do anything. Talk to us about this.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you ask a Nigerian entrepreneur, young or old, what's the biggest challenge? Before they start to talk about government, the first thing is money. But many of them have not been taught how to even attract money or how to manage money. Also, just linking it to structuring, right? Many of them, and you don't blame them. We don't have this extensive entrepreneurial development studies in the school curriculum. So they've come out of school, they can't find jobs they want to. People go into entrepreneurship for different reasons. One for poverty, one for just trying to get jobs, one to float businesses, others, their parents handed it over to them, or just the environment where they find themselves. But they need the education. And so if they don't know how to attract funding, like you said, they will collapse, they will scale. And that structure actually amounts to the high rate of mortality for small businesses because they are not properly structured. So they don't even know how to attract funding. One, they don't know how to properly structure their business to scale. And so this is one of the things that we're teaching them in this incubation program for the next 12 months. So they learn these things. They learn how to attract funds. I'll give you an instance. I met with a young man in Abuja when we were running our training program. And he asked him, how much did you need? Then he said he needed 100,000 naira. 100 million naira. By the time we're done with him, we only found out that he needed just 1 million naira to start. So they don't have that education. So we have to educate them.
What type of business was he trying to do?
So he wanted to do something. He had just seen the chains of, let me not call their name, the chains of fast food restaurants. And he wanted to start that. But those fast food restaurants did not become what they are today overnight. Some of them started from the back, from the kitchen tabletop. Some of them started from the garages of the houses. But the most important thing is demand and supply, the market, and the education. One without the other aspects for disaster. He didn't know that. He just thought that he was going to start today, and he already I'm making. Oh, I need one chain here. I need one franchise here. I need one in this local government. And that's not even the beginning of the foundation of what he needed to start. So after sitting with him, just understand that, bro, what you need is 100,000 naira. The first foodstuff, your social media, your phone, get people to test it, get people to give you references. Start from the church where you are, your estate. Make the first set of food, prepare it, and let people give you reference. And from there you can grow and become the big chain that you see today.
I know that funding will always be an issue, but then I also acknowledge that there's a huge awareness. For especially among the under 25s, people coming out of school after the youth service, or people just, they need to do something for themselves. They need not to wait for a civil service job or not to go and queue. Even while they're submitting their CVs, they are thinking of, something to do on their own. How much of an economic movement do you think that these have succeeded in creating, in our youth? Do you think that it's a bridge builder, for the problem of unemployment in Nigeria? Are youths now better prepared to do something for themselves rather than waiting to be called to join, unemployment?
I think that there are two parts of your question.
Okay.
The first part is, are they better prepared? And the second part is, do they see, the economic movement? Yeah. The preparation and it's whatever we're doing is just one part, And I say to them that self-education is actually the key to actually breaking these things. They have to go and do their own research themselves. They have to go and study and read. And the internet is the biggest repository of resources all over the world.
It's the biggest institution now.
Yeah, so they go there, and you should go there and do the research and test things on the internet. But are they, on the other side, thinking about what problems they are currently facing? And this is a problem? Absolutely. I don't know if you remember when there was one job interview that caused a stampede in the National Stadium.
Oh, yes.
Just about 125,000 people were going for, was it like 8,000 jobs?
Yeah.
And some people lost their lives.
That's right.
We don't want to see that anymore. We want to see young people come out of school in their local vicinity. This is a problem. This problem of flooding, this problem of transportation, this problem of education, and this is the little thing I can do. And then create a minimum viable product that they can test. And when they test that, when they start that, we now bring them in. So we're not looking for people who are just starting. We want people who have started to roll up their sleeves, who are doers, young people, because they can continue to blame the government all you want. You can continue to blame the government as a young person. Oh, there's no road, there's no infrastructure, there's no opportunity. But what we've done in the last 7 years, we've highlighted young people who, despite there not being roads, despite there not being infrastructure from the government, these people are thriving. So look at these people and let them inspire you to do as much as you want to do. Because again, you can be anything. And with the new social media bill that the president just ascended, it can actually help to guide many of these people. So the ball is in their court. You either continue to blame government or you roll up your sleeve and say, listen, I'm going to do this. And there's the ripple effect. You start one business today. I'm a business owner. I'm currently employing 12 people. You start one business today, you are helping to, because of the business you've started, you're helping to reduce the high rate of unemployment in your locality, in your vicinity. And by so doing, there's that ripple effect. We're helping to drive down the numbers. Because if we keep waiting for the government, the numbers will keep going up. There will be this exodus out of Nigeria for young people, and then we'll find ourselves in a mess.
All right. I must say, first of all, say a huge commendation for what you're doing for the young people.
Thank you so much.
But you spoke about doing business. A lot of people these days, I know quite a number of people that do probably WhatsApp business, let me call it that way. Everybody seems to want to sell something on WhatsApp these days. But how can they make that transition from just doing something on social media? And I'm taking it and evolving into a proper business, because they say that the small scale business seems to be the lifeblood of every economy. The strength of the small scale industry determines how well the economy is doing.
Absolutely.
So talk to us, how can they move from a social media business to a small scale industry?
So we in one of our curriculum, we teach the difference between a startup and a small business. So a startup is a quest, right? You haven't found what works, right? But it's a small business. So as a startup, you don't need like a business plan. You need like a business model canvas. But for a small business, you need a business plan because you've tested something and it works again and again and again. So if you started, if you've built a minimum viable product, even online, all you need to do is to make sure that that is a repeatable, sustainable model. So we give you a business model canvas, and then you answer like 9 questions. Who are your suppliers? What do you need to do here? How's the revenue coming? What's the scale? What's the next phase of this business? And then some people, to be honest, where they are, they don't need to leave that WhatsApp business. All they need to do, like I said earlier, is build a structure around that WhatsApp business. Make sure that when they get inquiries, the inquiries are responded to faster, and then the people actually just focus on customer service. So I'll give you an instance. In December, you have a lot of friends coming to the country, and one night we're hungry. My friend has come from New York, and then we're driving the Lekki axis. So there's this shawarma business. At night you just want to eat street food. They sent a message to this business, hey, please, are you open? This was, I think it was a night before Christmas, 24th. We've just come from a carrier service. Are you open? We want 2 shawarma, double sausage, etc., etc. We sent a thing on WhatsApp because they have the business WhatsApp number. We didn't get a response till January 13th, the next year. Christmas is there, then everybody has gone back to work. So it just shows that there's no structure around even that business that's built on WhatsApp.
All right. Okay, Charles, we want to thank you. I mean, we would have loved to take you further because it's a beautiful thing that you're doing for the young ones and everything. But we just want to congratulate you and wish you well.
Thank you so much.
It's a nice one. Thank you so much for joining us on The Morning Show today.